In Hindu societies, priests are the top of the hierarchy, followed by warrior caste, merchant, and daily workers. At the bottom of the social ladder is the last group, people who are not, in a sense, even part of the system. Historically called untouchables, they are today known as Dalits and are often consigned to the lowest rung for life. But not all. The journey of one Dalit woman from child bride to successful multi-millionaire, coming up on Unraveling India. Contrary to popular belief, the Hindu caste system has been somewhat fluid across time, with daily workers on occasion being elevated to the priesthood, and Brahmins being degraded to daily workers. The system was made rigid during British rule in order to divide and conquer India. After independence, Indian politicians assumed the role of the British, continuing their policies of divide and conquer. It was only in the 1990s when globalization coupled with centuries of hard-fought social freedom enabled the rise of untouchables. But in a man's world, a woman needs to work much harder and overcome more obstacles. One such woman is Kalpana Saroj. We talked with Kalpana about her extraordinary journey from being a child bride to a CEO, as well as the future of female entrepreneurs in India.
Welcome to Unraveling India, Kalpana.
Thank you.
You got married at the early age of 12, so you did not get an opportunity to live your childhood. What are your memories growing up?
लहानपणाच्या अशा आठवणी तर खूप साऱ्या आहेत.
There are many memories from my childhood. My father was a police officer. We lived in police quarters. I got married when I was in 7th grade. My marriage was a failure, so my father brought me back to my hometown. He educated me, but I could not concentrate in school because of the horrific memories of my marriage. Those memories were unbearable. I did not fit in with my classmates. As you know, in India, people like to marry off their daughter and send her to her husband's house, but they do not want her to come back. As the saying goes, a girl goes to her husband's house alive, but should come back permanently only after she is dead. Our society does not accept her coming back to her father's house, no matter how she is being treated. When I came back, people, and even relatives, started verbally abusing my parents for it. I was taken out of school, abused by my in-laws, made to feel that I was the one at fault. I could not live with that, so I took poison. I drank 3 bottles of pesticide, but doctors saved me. The police chief wanted them to save me because I was the daughter of an officer, and my death would have brought a bad name to the police department and to him. Doctors said there was a slim chance of saving me. They wanted me to be moved to the bigger city, but the chief insisted that I be treated right there. I regained consciousness within 24 hours. I was saved. When people used to come visit me, many of them were my father's colleagues. I used to call them uncle. Some of them were my relatives. They were telling me that my death would have brought a bad name to my father and family. If I had died, people would have thought I did something immoral or wrong. That's why I took poison. These words stung me like a bee. They were not concerned about my suffering and pain. They were not letting me live or die. That's when I decided not to think about dying. I should live to the fullest. I will do something worthwhile with my life. I decided to start my life differently.
Yours is truly inspirational story. You are born as a woman, poor, and to a Dalit family. I can't imagine more adverse circumstances to grow up with than these. You are most likely the first in a long history of India to become so successful on your own from the background you come from. Do you think the situation for the poor, Dalit, and women, especially in villages, is any different today than it was at your time?
Yes, the situation is definitely better today. The path shown to us by Dr. Ambedkar has led many of the lowest castes to achieve success. Today, more than 60% are educated. Many Dalits are in higher positions in government offices. The president of India is a Dalit. Many of them are now entering into business. Dalit Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, founded by Milind Kamble, is playing a big role. More than 5,000 Dalit businesses are associated with it. So the situation has become better and people are more aware of their rights.
Dr. Ambedkar was an inspiration not only for Dalits, but for everyone. I recently read all of his books. Dr. Ambedkar gave the message of learn, come together, and fight for your rights. Your father brought you back from your husband's house. He put you back in school. Was he inspired by Dr. Ambedkar?
Yes, my father was kind of a revolutionary. He was very inspired by the thoughts of Dr. Ambedkar. That was the reason he brought me back. Otherwise, once a girl goes to her husband's house, her family does not care what happens to her. They think their responsibility ends once the girl is married off. It is said that everyone must suffer for a while. In my mother and grandmother's time, life was even harder for women. So everyone was of the opinion that my pain and suffering was nothing compared to that. In a society with prevalent opinions like that, my father took me back and put me into school. If it wasn't for the teachings of Dr. Ambedkar, my father would not have done that.
What was your mindset when you decided to move on your own to Mumbai, buy a sewing machine and start a new life?
ॲक्च्युली त्यावेळेला तर फक्त एक
At that time, I had only one aim in life. That was to survive. If I die, people will say bad things about me. So I wanted to live and do something worthwhile with my life. With this goal, I moved to Mumbai again. My father, being a police officer, was very strict, so I convinced my mother to let me go to Mumbai. I was 16 at the time, and my father was not ready to send a single girl to Mumbai. There was no employment available in my hometown. I was not educated, so a government job was out of the question. The only other option was to go to work in fields. But I did not want to do that. So the only option left was going to a big city like Mumbai. There are many mills and companies in Mumbai. I wanted to get a job in one of those companies, support myself, and prove my worth to the world. That was my goal in life. It was very difficult the first few days in Mumbai. There was only one road in my hometown, but Mumbai was like a jungle. Big roads, high buildings. It was scary being on my own in such a big city. I was worried that I might be kidnapped or something bad would happen to me. I was scared, but I kept telling myself that I wanted to succeed in life. I learned how to sew when I was in my hometown, so I got a job in a small hosiery company. I was getting 3 cents a day. I was very good at sewing, but when I did my job for the first time, I was scared to death. My hands and legs froze. My supervisor gave me work to do, but I could not do it despite being good at sewing. The supervisor told me to leave. He said I claimed to be good at sewing, but did not know how to do it. I begged him. I am from a small village and I need to work. Then he gave me a job cutting threads. I was cutting threads after the cloth was made. I was getting paid $1 per month. This is how I started my life in Mumbai.
When I went from my small town to Pune and Mumbai, people used to ask me my last name so they could identify my caste. Or sometimes they tried to guess my caste from the color of my skin. Indian caste system is the major roadblock to progress in India. Dr. Ambedkar wrote a book called Annihilation of Caste to explain the evils of Indian caste system and the benefits of getting rid of it. What were your experiences with Indian caste system and caste discrimination?
ॲक्च्युली तसं बघायला गेलं तर अनुभव खूप सारे कडू आहेत.
Yes, I have many bitter experiences. I would like to share a couple of them. I bought a piece of land in 1999. I wanted to build a building there. It was a disputed land, but I sorted it out through the court. Even the construction plan was okayed by the city. Powerful upper caste men dominated the construction business in India. They did not want me entering the construction business because I was a Dalit, a woman, and not from Mumbai. I was from Vidarbha region. A hitman was hired to kill me. Yes, a hitman was hired for $8,000. It was a very big amount back then. Now, years before, I had taken out a loan for 50,000 Indian rupees, about $800 US, to start my own business. I had also started an organization to help educated but unemployed youth. I was helping them earn a living by sharing my business experiences. Because of my work, I had made many friends with many people. One of the guys who came to know about the plan to kill me was one I had helped through my organization. He was shocked to learn that people were planning to kill me. He came to me and told me, "Go back to your village." I asked him why he wanted me to go back. He said he can't tell me the details, but he insisted that I should leave. I refused, saying I would not go anywhere unless he told me the reason. He finally told me about the hitman. He said they warned me multiple times to stop my construction project. I was told that my plan to go ahead with the building, after being told not to do it, had put my life in danger. He warned me to leave immediately if I wanted to save my life. Any woman would have left after being threatened. I want to tell women and men, do not yield to these threats. Your problems will not be solved if you are afraid and leave. Things would not have been any better if I had gone back to my village. I know I had to be strong. I had to keep working hard. I went directly to the police commissioner, Bugangrao Mohite of the Thane district, and told him about the hitman. I told him, "It is sad that a woman can't be safe to conduct her own business under your watch." He would not believe me. I told him I was unable to disclose my source and requested him to investigate the matter to find out the truth. He directed the Kalyan area police chief to investigate the matter. The Kalyan area chief instructed local police departments to verify my claims. The police were able to find these people. The police took the necessary action. The police told me to get protection for myself because there was a danger in the construction business. He said, "You are lucky this time that you came to know about these people. What if the next time you do not know about it? It is very likely that you will be attacked, so you better get yourself some private security." I told him, "I do not need protection, but if it is possible, please give me a license for a gun. I am the daughter of a policeman. I know how to use one. I can protect myself." He was very happy to know that I was ready to stand up for myself. He gave me a license within 24 hours. That was my first major encounter against powerful upper caste interests. Dr. Ambedkar taught us that instead of living like sheep, we should die like a tiger. I was ready to die a tigress that would not allow anyone to tread on my rights. I am ready to die fighting for my rights. These incidents happened because I was a woman from a lower caste. But I did not make a public drama about it. I did not use the emotions of the Dalit. Many times such incidents of discrimination cause protests in the street. Many times something bad comes out of these public displays. I did not want that to happen. I wanted to fight my own battle.
You were running a successful business at the time. You had won the prestigious Padma Shri award given by the Indian government. Then also you had to face so many difficulties. What do you think about the challenges small businessmen, especially from Dalit and minority communities, face on day-to-day basis, and what can be done to help them?
असं आहे ना की काम करत असताना अडचणी
There will always be obstacles when you are trying to do something good. Every business person faces difficulties despite his or her caste. Dalit businessmen definitely face more challenges, but the important thing is to overcome these obstacles and move ahead in your life. You can't run away from the challenges. You have to deal with them head on. It was very difficult for me to fight for my rights in the male-dominated business culture. I have been attacked not once, twice, but 3 times, but I did not give up. I kept on fighting. Courage, hard work, honesty, determination, and perseverance. These are the important things to become successful in life. If you make up your mind to complete the work, whether circumstances are favorable or not, if you make up your mind to pursue your dreams, then nothing is impossible.
Indian government runs so many businesses, including electricity companies, government hospitals, government railways. These are not only loss-making enterprises, but hundreds of thousands of people die every year due to avoidable train accidents or unnecessary deaths in unhygienic government hospitals. The Modi government is privatizing many of these enterprises. You had no background in business, but you have turned around a loss-making company into a successful profit-making company. What is your opinion on the government encouraging successful Dalit entrepreneurs to run these companies? What if the government privatize a part of Indian Railway and allow you to run? It will not only give opportunity to Dalit entrepreneurs, but improve Indian infrastructure and save many lives.
आता
It would definitely improve infrastructure. There is already a requirement for Indian government-run enterprises to procure 4% from Dalit businesses. That's right, this requirement is already in place. There are many Dalit businesses benefiting from it. As I said earlier, more than 5,000 businesses run by Dalits are associated with DICCI. I am sure within a short period of time, Dalit business people will become successful in many types of industries. This is just the beginning for them. These Dalit entrepreneurs have no background in business. The government is providing them with loans to start their own ventures. They are benefiting from many government programs such as Startup India and Make in India. I urge Dalit youth to take advantage of these initiatives and benefit from these programs. They should select a career according to their interests and potential. We must overcome negative thoughts like, I will not be able to do this, and this is not for me. We need to think positive. We must understand our potential. When you walk on the principles of Dr. Ambedkar, then no one can stop you. No one would dare stop you. Do not think yourself of anything less than others. Do not start with saying, my caste will be a roadblock. Do not say, the other person will not let me do it because of my caste. Don't say, I'm not capable of doing it. If you look down upon yourself, you will never be able to make progress in life. Take the first step.
My aunt's story is very similar to your life story. She was married at an early age. She was not treated well by her husband and in-laws. Her father brought her back and educated her. She had also embarked on the same path as you did. She was running her own salon and working as a part-time teacher. But she had an accident in Nasik. She laid there on a busy street, waiting for someone to take her to the hospital. When people finally took her to the private hospital, they refused to admit her. Then she was taken to the government hospital where she died. After listening to your story, I feel she had the potential to become successful like you.
पोहोचू शकले ती नक्कीच.
Definitely, definitely. This is a very sad story. This is a very sad incident. This should not have happened. She should have succeeded in life.
You had a similar tragedy strike your family. Your younger sister died because you did not have money for her treatment. How did you cope with that tragedy and how did that affect you and your family?
तेव्हा जीवनाला अशी थोडी
At the time of her illness, I had been working at the hosiery company for 2.5 years. I was barely getting back on my own feet. At the same time, my father was suspended from his job. He became a victim of caste politics. My father did not have his own home. My grandfather did not own any property either. He used to work on farms and provide for his family. But despite these difficulties, he educated my father till 7th grade. After that, my father got a job in the police. He was living in government-provided housing. When he was suspended from his job, he no longer had a place to live. So I asked him, my mother, brother, and sister to live with me in Mumbai. I had saved some money. I put a small deposit and rented a room for $1 a month in a modest apartment building. We were all living in that one-room flat. I was the only breadwinner in the family. It was very difficult to sustain everyone with the salary I had. A major part of the salary was going towards rent. We could eat sometimes. Sometimes we had to sleep on empty stomachs. I used to wash my working clothes at night and wear them during the day. As if the situation wasn't bad enough, my sister took ill. When she fell sick, we did not have money to treat her. She was pleading with me, "Sister, please save my life." She knew I was the only person that could have done something to help her. She told me that she did not want to die. She was just 18 and only a year younger than me. That was a very difficult and terrible time for us. She was dying in front of me, but I could do nothing. Before her illness, I was very happy that I had a job, that I could support myself, that I was not dependent on anyone. I was working hard, but happy that I could at least eat once a day. But she died because we did not have the money for her treatment. I understood the value and importance of money. What would I do if, God forbid, anything happened to the rest of my family? I would not be able to help my father, my mother, or my brothers if I had no money. Then I was determined to make money. But how to make more money was the biggest question. Where do I start? How do I get capital to make money? It was very difficult to get my first break. I did not have a 10th grade education, so I could not secure a bigger loan. I got an $800 loan through Mahatma Jyotiba Phule government program to start my own business. This is how I got going.
You told me that your father got a job in police, so I believe he must have benefited from a reservation system which is similar to affirmative action in the US. Many raise questions from time to time that there is no need for reservation for Dalit any longer. What is your opinion about it?
माझं असं मत आहे की
In my
आरक्षण
opinion,
हे
affirmative action programs are necessary. It is necessary for many people who are living in villages, poor, and haven't got any opportunity. They will not be able to succeed without affirmative action. But people like me who have broken those chains of poverty and caste should not ask for any favors. It is wrong. I educated both my children, my daughter and son, who is a pilot, without taking benefits of affirmative action. I do not want them to get any benefits through affirmative action. I also never took benefits from affirmative action. I am against people who are well off taking benefits of affirmative action for their children. Those who have high-paying jobs in government should not take affirmative action benefits for their children because there are limited benefits available through these programs. We should let poor Dalits take these benefits. Let them move ahead in life. Let them succeed in life.
You mentioned that after your sister's death, you understood the importance of money. So what do you think needs to be done to create more wealth, especially by encouraging women entrepreneurs?
हो ना नक्कीच महिलांनी पुढे आलं पाहिजे आणि
Yes,
महिला
women
already
should
पुढे
definitely make progress, and they are making progress. In olden times, a woman's social status was not very high. She was no better than an animal in captivity. Dr. Ambedkar, as the first law minister of India, introduced the Hindu Code Bill. He gave women equal status with men, so a woman could become prime minister, a president, and a pilot. For those who are struggling to find support and make progress, we are working for women through the Dalit Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. There are more than 300 women entrepreneurs associated with it. There are various government programs for women also. Women can get loans to start their own businesses. I was a director of the Indian Women's Bank. There was a time when I was struggling to find capital. As a director, I have approved hundreds of thousands of rupees. I even signed loans for millions of rupees to deserving candidates. In my time, there were no programs to support female entrepreneurs, but now there are so many. For $800, I had to struggle so much as I did not know the process, the documents required. I want to read you a poem about it. Why are you running after success? Why are you running after success? You will make yourself so capable that success will come looking for you. The success will come at your doorstep if you do not give up your courage. It was my courage, it was my hard work, it was my honesty that made me successful. I want to appeal to all women to come forward. If I can become successful, any woman can.
Dr. Ambedkar did not see any hopes for Dalits in Indian Hindu society. That's the reason he, along with so many Dalits, converted from Hinduism to Buddhism. So what role does Buddhism plays in your life?
ॲक्च्युली माझ्या जीवनामध्ये
Buddha has a very positive influence on my life. I have been doing a lot of work for Buddhism. I am happy to tell you that the Buddhist country of Thailand awarded me with an honor. The award is right here next to me. The Parliament of Thailand gave me this award. It is called a Daughter of Buddha. I have organized many Buddhist programs to spread awareness about the religion. I have organized 10-day seminars to create awareness about Buddhism. Buddha gave the message of peace to the world. In today's world, that message is very important. There is so much violence and inequality around us that we need his message more than ever. Inspired by the message, I am doing my part towards achieving global peace.
It was really nice speaking with you. Your life and your story are truly inspirational. It is as equally inspirational to men as it is to women. It is as equally inspirational to non-Indian as it is to Indians. Thank you for joining me today at ACMI Studio in Boston.
Thank you.
Thank you.